Hello friends, hope you are doing good. In this video we will be discussing on the first strategic tool, that is VRIO Analysis tool, which is used by the organizations for internal factor evaluations to understand whether their 5M resources are allowing the organizations to develop strength and capabilities better than their competitors and helping them to develop the competitive advantage so that they can beat the competition and achieve organizational goals and objectives. As we are aware that the internal factor analysis tools are used to analyze the 5M resources present within the business organization. This analysis of internal factors will help to understand whether the 5M resources are in the better condition than the competitors and are allowing organizations to have strength so that they can grab the opportunities from the external environment, or they are having weaknesses as compared to their competitors which may affect their competitive position and thus need to protect themselves from the external environmental factors. Similarly, the internal factor analysis tool will also help the business organizations to understand whether these 5M resources are capable to create value and customer satisfaction better than their competitors. That is, whether their 5M resources are helping organizations to develop competitive advantage or not. The VRIO analysis tool is used to evaluate 5M resources and to understand whether these resources are producing sustainability in the competitive environment or not. VRIO stands for valuable, rare, inimitable, and organized for usage. This tool is developed by J. Barney in 1991 while doing the resource-based view, which is a conceptual framework that studies how a firm's resources and capabilities contribute to its competitive advantage in the uncertain external environment. Let us understand how VRIO analysis tool is used to analyze the internal factors, starting with V, which is valuable. This analysis tool will help to understand whether these 5M resources are valuable. That is, whether their 5M resources are helping organizations to create more value better than their competitors so that they can develop competitive advantage. Similarly, this tool will help to understand whether the resources or capability is enabling the firm to grab the opportunities or neutralize the threats. For example, if a company is having a patented technology of manufacturing which will allow them to have productivity and low per unit cost better than their competitors. If a company is having better relationship with the government or bankers, it will be valuable for them as this relationship will provide businesses with access to key resources, regulatory support, financial backing, and the ability to navigate complex environment more efficiently. Take the example of launch of Reliance Jio in India. Reputation of Ambani Group and relationship with the government helped Reliance into navigate regulatory approvals for spectrum acquisition, laying out the fiber networks and deploying 4G services at a rapid pace, which was also in line with the government's Digital India initiative. The brand image of Tata Group of companies within its employees and its customer, which is more valuable, and hence Tata is such a big diversified conglomerate in India. If the 5M resources available with any firm are rare or available only with a very few firms competing in the same industry, then it will be helpful for the organizations to develop competitive advantage. Say for example, having highly motivated and experienced manpower will contribute in productivity and thus better performance of the organization. Exclusive access to unique supplier of raw materials, thus it will help organizations to produce unique differentiated products better than the competitors, and thus it will help them to develop the competitive advantage. Having high-tech automated machineries or robotic technology, which is the industry 4.0 and which requires huge investment, hence it is rare. If we take example of HUL's extensive distribution network and brand strength across India are rare. Its ability to penetrate rural areas while maintaining a premium urban presence is unmatched. We can take example of TCS. Its scale and ability to manage large and complex IT projects globally are the rare capabilities. The VRIO analysis will also help organizations to understand whether the resources available with them are imitable or inimitable. If the 5M resources are inimitable, or even if any competitor tries to imitate, it will be very costly for them to imitate. In such case, the resources will help organizations to develop competitive advantage. For example, having better financial capability will let organizations to invest into various opportunities and can generate even more revenues, as well as these companies can invest in upgradation of their machineries to improve further productivity and low per unit cost, which can help them to decrease their product prices lower than their competitors, which can help them to develop competitive advantage. If an organization is able to maintain the product quality or do innovation to make changes in their product better than any of their competitors, then even at the premium prices, these companies can sell their products to their customer, like iPhones from Apple. Here we can take example of Infosys. Though many companies have entered the IT service sector replicating Infosys, the brand equity, long-term client relationship and intellectual property is a big challenge to all these competitor companies to manage. VRIO analysis tool will analyze whether the 5M resources are organized for its better usage to utilize to its fullest capacity. The organizational resources must be effectively utilized so that it can remain with the organizations for longer period. Here we can take example of Amul's organizational structure as a cooperative structure allows it to operate efficiently while serving both ends of the supply chain, that is farmers and the consumers. Similarly, Flipkart's organizational backing, especially after its acquisition by Walmart, and its local expertise give it a strong edge in the India's e-commerce space. Asian Paints organizational structure with a focus on innovation, customer centricity and efficient production enables it to sustain its leadership in the paint industry, has helped them to create the competitive advantage. Now let us understand how to perform this VRIO analysis. The first step is to identify the key resources, determine what resources and capabilities are crucial for your business, which are actually creating value for your customer. Then evaluate each resource against the VRIO framework. Then find if the resources provides a temporary advantage, sustainable advantage or no advantage at all. And lastly, if the resources are not helping to develop the competitive advantage, then organization must invest to refocus, rebuild on those resources for developing sustainable competitive advantage. Here is a VRIO analysis framework as it is shown here. If for an organization, the resource analysis tells that any of their resources is not valuable, rare, inimitable, neither organized for its usage, that means it is a complete weakness for that organization. So there could be huge risk for the organization to its investment. If the resources are having any two characteristics of VRIO framework, that is either valuable and rare or rare and inimitable, etc., then organizations can have some strength which can help them to manage their earnings. But if any three of the characteristics are present in their resources, then it will help them to produce the competitive advantage, and having all the four characteristics in their resources will help organizations to develop sustainable competitive advantage, and hence they can earn profits on longer period as compared to their competitors. Here I have mentioned few examples for your further understanding. Now we can conclude that VRIO analysis will help organizations to understand whether their resources are allowing them to develop competitive advantage or not. If not, what changes are required to make in their resources so that they can develop competitive advantage and thus can maximize their earnings. In my next video, we will be discussing value chain analysis, which is used as another tool for internal factor analysis. Stay connected. Thank you.